Well, we'll get started. I want to thank everyone for coming. So what our main topic today, we'll learn about scams and cyber threats. And I call it 3 because there's always new information to be learned about these things, and they do change. First, a little bio on myself. I'm known as Tom, the PC guy, Kreuzer, because I have the personalized license plate, PC guy. I'm the son of John Kreuzer, right there, here at Carondelet. I retired about 6 years ago from 3M after 40 years at 3M in their information technology. I was an officer and presenter, and still am an officer and presenter of the 3M Personal Computing Club for over 48 years there. During its peak, the 3M Personal Computing Club, we had 1,200 members. And if you just joined us, there are some handouts in back if you didn't get any there. I mentioned that I'm thrifty, not cheap, so frequently I'll mention low cost or free options that are available, which some people like. I also do one-on-one free tech help. If you want tech help, you can sign up for a 30-minute slot. I usually do the first and the third Mondays of the month. And then also another person here, another Tom, usually does the second and the fourth Wednesday from 2:30 to 4:30. And if you're interested in getting any help, or whether it's with your iPad or phone or whatever, sign up at the front desk and they'll sign you up for a slot. Okay, I do these sessions every month. The next one is going to be June 18th, and that'll be on buying a computer. I'll go into the pros and cons of different devices, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. We'll talk about what they're good for and what they're not so good for, each one, and some of the things to consider when buying. I'll mainly be talking about a laptop and a desktop, but I also mentioned for some people, a tablet or a phone is all they really need. They don't need the traditional laptop or desktop anymore. Also, along with my brother-in-law and sister and my dad, we put on Fix-It Clinic. We just got done with a Fix-It Clinic a little over a week ago. We usually do that every 2 months. So the next one will probably be in July. And so if you've got any small appliance, lamps, electronics, even a small tech question that can be answered in 15 minutes, you can sign up for our slots there. And we've got like 24 slots, and we'll try and help you out there. And it's free. Everything's free. I mentioned the Carondelet website, and this is where it is. It's also listed on the back of your handout, and there's a little QR code. If you're familiar with QR codes, you can scan that, and it'll take you out to the website. Out on the website, there is an entry called Tech Help, and in there is the calendar of future presentations and the Fix-It. Also, there's resources, and in this resources, I'm currently recording like this presentation, and past presentations are out there, along with the handouts are out there. And there's an FAQ, and you can even ask a question online. Okay, let's get to our main topic, which is Scams and Cyber Threats 3 by myself, Tom Kreuzer. Technology has made scams more convincing and dangerous that everybody is an attractive mark. It's important that everybody take steps to protect themselves online. Let's talk today about how to minimize, monitor, and manage your way to better safety for your data, your identity, and your money. Scammers have become much more adept at impersonating legitimate institutions, including creating websites and messages or emails or text messages or telephone calls that are carbon copies of legitimate healthcare providers, businesses, banks, and almost every Social Security, IRS. They'll imitate all these different businesses, and so we all have to be very cautious. Criminals are taking advantage of technology innovations like artificial intelligence and growingly using psychological manipulations. So they know exactly what buttons to push in us to raise the sense of urgency so that they get you to click on something or to give up information. And whether it's, gee, you've been very fortunate, you've won a prize, all you have to do is give them the information and maybe pay for some shipping to get the prize, or your bank account, we've noticed a fraudulent charge out there. Give us your account number and we'll validate what's taking place out there. So the scammers are very, very sophisticated. At a time when most people post details about themselves on social media and data breaches of your identity information, it's simpler than ever to learn a great deal about all of us being targets, to make their appeal even more convincing. So when they start using our name, when they start talking about our address, when they start talking about different things, even Social Security numbers, it makes it more believable and makes it easier for them to scam us. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll cover a whole bunch of different scams. So we'll talk about these different scams, and when we talk about it, we'll talk about how kind of they work and some of the things that you can do to protect yourself. But it's nice to be aware of these scams so that if you see or hear somebody who got a call or got a text message or got an email or got a pop-up on their computer, you'll be able to identify some of these things and not be a victim of some of these scams. Okay, one of them is a charity scams. Increasingly, scammers are using artificial intelligence tools to fake caller IDs or create messages that appear to come from legitimate organizations, including established charities, and ask for donations, which they pocket. These fraudsters are especially active after a natural disaster or an emergency when people are highly motivated to give. We talked about this in depth a little over a year ago, April 2024. So if you want more information on that, I have links on how you can check out different organizations and how some of the organizations will have a name. Instead of the American Cancer Society, it'll be the American Foundation of Cancer Research. Well, they're trying to fool you into thinking that it's the Cancer Society and get people to donate, and it's really just a scam to get money from you. Okay, another set of scams are bank scams, where they create a fake version of a bank website is almost effortlessly for a scammer. So a scammer can take, let's say, like a Wells Fargo or a U.S. bank, and all of their graphics and the text and the way that their website looks, and they can duplicate a copy over here, such that they send you out to this duplicated copy. You click to log on, and instead of that log on taking you to the U.S. bank or the Wells Fargo or that, the scammer is getting your account information and will then be able to access your accounts and steal stuff. So they attempt to trick people into giving away their accounts and passwords on these fake sites. With stolen credentials in hand, they may drain your bank account, steal your personal information, or just sell these credentials to other scammers. They may call you with a caller ID So on your phone or that, it may say, oh, it's U.S. Bank, because they can fake the caller ID. So don't always believe the name that you see on the caller ID on your phone. So that's another way that they'll trick you or try and convince you that they're from the bank there. So the bottom line is never click on a link or a button that you get in an email. If you do see something that is suspicious or want to check on your bank account, go and use the app that you may have on your phone or a bookmark if you're using your computer that you saved as a favorite that you know is valid. But never click on the link or a button that you may have gotten in an email or a text from this. And never give your financial information to anybody. These are some examples here of texts that people have gotten. Wells Fargo bank fraud alert. Did you attempt to purchase at Walmart $1,263.89? Reply yes or no. Well, they're trying to cater to your sense of urgency. Something is wrong. I better click on this. I better respond. And if you're responding to the scammers. The scammers are then going to ask you information about your account, potentially your password to validate, your social security number, different things like that. So you just don't want to deal with that. If you want to check if there actually is a purchase from Walmart, go out to the bank, call your bank with a number that you know is valid. Don't use the numbers that may have come in these text messages or emails there. And some of them are a little easier to see that they're a fraud. Here's an example here. We've noticed multiple failed logons on your Sakota online banking. As a precaution, visit this website and confirm the required steps. And it claims to be from the bank's prevention services. Well, the website that it's going to is not it's not a U.S. Bank or a Wells Fargo. It's going to a bunch of letters and numbers trying to hide the scammer's real website. So that's a little indicator that things are not right there. Okay, another scam is text from strangers. When you get a text from somebody you don't know, the natural, polite Minnesota thing to do is to respond with a sorry, you must have the wrong person. But that can open the door to fraud. I recommend delete the text and mark it as junk to block further contact. Even if it was an honest mistake, it's safer for you not to answer it. And so this is a little example here. You get a text, are you busy? And you don't recognize the telephone number and there is no name there. And so this person is saying, who is this? Oh, I see your number in my phone without a name. I'm not sure who it is. So sent you a message. My name is Lucy. And then the person responds back. And the scammer is trying to build a relationship between the person that they're targeting with the scam and eventually they may try and get the person to reveal some personal information about themselves or say, gee, I just made $5,000 in cryptocurrency buying and selling or in the stock market. Are you interested in investing? I can help you. So the scammer tries to build a relationship and then scam the person there. Another one is social media, friend requests. Anytime you get a new friend request on social media, especially Facebook, ask yourself, do I really know this person? What does this person want from me? Generally, it's best to turn down requests from strangers. They might be seeking personal information or intending a fraud attempt. Don't trust that anyone is who they claim to be online. Watch for cloned accounts of people who are already connected with you. So on Facebook, anybody can create an account, and I can put any picture in there, and I can put any name in there. So if I knew that I wanted to scam a bunch of people, I could see maybe what year they graduated high school. I could use the name of a person and the pictures of a person that was in their class, and I could try and friend the person there and then engage them to gather some more information and then possibly scam them there. So you really have to be careful of people impersonating other people. Excuse me. Another one is dating and romance scams. Fraudsters will create fake online identities and look for people open to new relationships. Once trust is formed, they may ask for money or sensitive information. Be diligent and keep these details to yourself. So some of the scams or some of the signs of this type of scam is somebody professing love real quickly. They claim to be from the U.S. but is overseas for business or military service. They may ask for money and lures you off the dating site and claims to need money for emergency hospitals or travel. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat. Let me get a cough drop here. I think I've got a cough drop. And this type of scam, actually I had a cousin of mine that was out on a dating site, and he met a woman and started talking with her, and I don't know how many, less than a week I think he had been talking online with her and that. She brought up, because he was at the time like 50 years old, excuse me, she had brought up that her son was having a birthday and it'd be nice if he could send her son a birthday present, and was recommending various things. And he actually ended up sending her son a birthday present. And I said, you know, that's most likely a scam there. He said, yeah, I kind of think it is, but it's not that much money, you know, it's $30 or something like that he was doing. And I said, no, you don't want to be doing that. And the woman had sent him a picture of herself. And I said, well, one of the things we can do there is Google. You're all familiar with doing a Google search. Well, you can do what's called reverse image search. So you can upload an image to Google and you can say, where in the internet is this photo being used or this picture being used? So we uploaded the photo, and it was being used as a stock photo in all these different places. So that was obviously a big sign that there was no woman like this on the other end that he was communicating with. It could have been, you know, a 25-year-old guy over in China or India there that he was doing, and he was just being taken for his money there. So be very careful.
How do you actually do that reverse internet search?
You go out to Google, and on Google, go to the advanced search. So within there, then if you have to have the photo on your computer that you upload the photo. Oh, thank you very much. You upload the photo, and then it'll tell you all the websites or different places that it's being used. And if it's used in multiple Facebook posts or identities of people, you'll see it listed there multiple times too. So that's kind of a dead ringer there that, yeah, this is a scammer there. Okay? Thank you for the water. Okay, another form of this is sextortation scam. Similar, it starts out on any site or app or messaging platform or a game where people meet and communicate with each other. And it can be done anywhere from teens to seniors. The scammer may claim to already have a revealing photo or video. So they say somehow they've gotten some video or photo of you, and unless you pay $100 or $500, they're gonna put it out on social media and things like that. So that's one variation of it. Another variation is, let's say you're a teenager or a senior, could be either there, and you start communicating with this person, and they say, gee, I'd like to exchange nude photos of each other. I'll send you a nude photo of me first, and then you can send me a picture of you. Well, the photo that they send is, again, not really them. It's a generic nude photo of something, but you send them back a nude photo of you, and now they extort you or that saying, I'm going to release this on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social media there unless you pay me $100 or $500 there. And it's very effective because they do end up getting a lot of money from people who are afraid that their friends and family are going to start seeing pictures of them. So the scammer threatens to publish the content unless the fee is paid. Even if you pay, they continue to extort you because they aren't honest people, even honest people. So if you pay $100 or $500, they're going to say, I've kind of got them on the hook. I'm going to try and get another $100 or $500 out of the person. Unfortunately, this type of scam has resulted in an alarming number of deaths by suicide, especially of kids in high school or things like that who didn't want the photos to be released. Okay, another one is crypto criminals. Scammers use dating and messaging apps and social media and wrong numbers and text. They build up this relationship, then share their expertise. So as they're talking to this person and stuff like that, they go, gee, I just made $5,000 the other day in cryptocurrency. Are you investing in cryptocurrency? Gee, don't you want to make some money? And I can help you do that. And they're more than willing to help, but really what they're doing is helping themselves. They're not helping you out at all. So when you get a request from somebody you don't know, similar to what we talked about, a natural polite instinct is to respond with sorry, you have the wrong person, but that can open the door to the fraudster trying to engage you even more. So don't even engage with the fraudster. Delete the request, mark it as junk, and block further contact. Even if it was an honest mistake, it's safer for you not to answer an email, a text, a telephone call of this type. Okay, another one is fake business emails. If you receive a business email claiming there was a suspicious purchase on your account, do not respond or call the number listed. Go directly to the company's website and log into the account or use the app or use a telephone number that you may have. The other option, go to the organization's website, find the customer service number, and give them a call. Crooks will replicate big brand emails and links that take you to a fraudulent website where they seek personal information or some type of payment. So this is an example of an email making it look like you bought something out on Amazon. So you may have an Amazon account and you see this and you go, oh, an Apple iMac. I didn't buy an Apple iMac. Oh, and it's $1,500. Well, how do I report this as fraud or that? Should I click on this button here, or if there's a telephone number in this email, should I call that? And people call that, and now you're talking to the scammer, and the scammer says, well, first we have to validate that what your account is. Give me your account, give me your password, give me your information. Or they may ask for the credit card number. So again, it's just a big scam there. But because that sense of urgency, or people seeing this and thinking, I didn't order that iMac. Well, nobody ordered that iMac. This is just an email from a scammer trying to get you upset enough that you click on the button or call a telephone number in the email, and then they steal more information from you. And one of the red flags in this case is, you can see who it's from here. It's from help@markyourtrails.com. Well, that isn't Amazon. That's not from Amazon. So, it's you just have to be really, really cautious. Okay, another scam is pop-up ads. These suddenly appearing ads have been around for years. Scammers will insert code into the pop-up that, if clicked on or you tap on it, downloads malware to your device. Never click on one unless you're positive that it's associated with a legitimate website. So when these ads pop up, they come up with sensational things in there trying to get you to click on it. Well, go out to the website, if it's Amazon or whatever business, go out to it in a different way and look for that offer and look for that information. And chances are you won't see it, because that ad was a scam. It was just trying to get information. So this is another variation of the pop-up ad that actually I've seen quite a bit, and I've helped quite a few people with. It's called the computer virus alert or update. So you get, most people have seen these pop-ups claiming that your device has been infected with a virus or needs an update. After clicking a link or calling a fake support number, you give the criminal remote access to your computer, or you pay a fee. They may install malware, ask for a password, or sell useless software, or maintenance and warranty programs. Never call a number listed or click on a link provided. If you're having trouble with that, I suggest, or you think that you may have a computer virus, get in touch with a reputable computer tech support service and check it out. But an ad like this, they make it look like it came from Microsoft, and certainly it's trying to get that sense of urgency that your machine is infected, and they're trying to get you to click or to call a number there. And it's nothing but a scam there. Your machine isn't infected. The only thing it may be infected after you talk with them, and if you give them control of your machine or they load software on your machine. Yeah, let's go back here just quickly. Microsoft, you'll see there's a Microsoft security toll line here. Microsoft doesn't have a toll line. They don't have a number that you can call and get things there. And that's true of almost every business in that. Again, this is to the scammers, and the scammers will take your money and credit card and that. Okay, another one is you get a call on your phone and it looks like it's the same area code or near you. And unfortunately, there's software and websites out there that let a caller falsify the caller ID number that appears on a target's phone. So criminals might use a number that looks similar to yours, or they may use your bank's number, or a government agency like the IRS, Medicare, or police department to get you to answer. Let all suspicious and unsuspected calls go to voicemail. Note the federal agencies will never call you or ask for your Medicare or Social Security number or other identifiers. Almost half of people polled by McAfee, which makes an antivirus software, say that they or somebody they know has received a text or a telephone call from a scammer pretending to be from the IRS or a state regulatory agency. Another example of that is and I'll mention it a little bit later. I listened to a podcast that's put out by AARP, and it's called The Perfect Scam. And each week there's an episode, usually about an hour episode, where they'll go into a scam. And the latest one that they had fell into this realm. It was a woman had a cat, and the cat had escaped her house. And she put up posters around the neighborhood with her name and telephone number and information to get contacted if you found the cat. Several days later, she gets a call on her phone, and it says it's this is in Cleveland, Ohio, I think. This is the Cleveland, Ohio Humane Society. Good news, we found your cat. We scanned the chip, and the chip says it's your cat, and it's orange, and things like that. And the woman is happy that they found the cat. And then the person on the phone says to her, but the cat had an injury. It must have gotten run over by a car and needs surgery on its legs. And the surgery on the legs is going to cost $2,000, and we have to do it right away. Do you want us to do the surgery on that? And again, the sense of urgency, and you love your animal, and you're just happy to get it back. And the woman says, I can't afford that. Is there anything else that we can do? And the person ends up giving her a discount of $1,500 to have surgery on the cat. And she says, we're going to do it right away. We'll call you tonight after the surgery is over to let you know the status. And then you'll be able to pick up the cat tomorrow morning. We'll call you. And after the woman hangs up, obviously she's upset there and waiting at the night. No telephone call at night. The next day comes around. No telephone call during the day. She decides to call the Humane Society. The Humane Society says, we didn't call you. We don't do any surgeries. This is a scam. This is a scam. And unfortunately, she had sent them $1,500. It's gone. Her money's gone, and she still doesn't have her cat. But they're preying on people's, tugging on the heartstrings. And it sounds legitimate. And the caller ID said the Cleveland Humane Society, but it really wasn't the Cleveland Humane Society. It was a scammer that had probably seen the poster up and knew that. And apparently this type of scam is, in the last couple of months, has spread from coast to coast in the United States. Because there's so many dog lovers and so many cat lovers and so many animals that are lost. And everything sounds reasonable that they get people to send them money. Okay, another one is fake jobs. Criminals get your personal information through phony job ads or emails. You're told you got the job. Congratulations, you got the job. You just have to fill out paperwork to include your social security number and potentially bank account information. Some may ask you to pay for training or useless certifications to cover shipment costs for equipment that they want to send you. So again, scam. You don't have a job. You give them your credit card, and all of a sudden you're out the money. UPS package tracking. We couldn't deliver. You have to call this number, or there's postage due. Click on this to pay the postage due. Another variation is Easy Pass scams for toll fees. You may get a deal that says you were in Chicago and you owe $7.20 in tolls that you have to pay. And so they're asking for a small payment, or you click if there's information that isn't there. Well, people go, I wasn't in Chicago. I'm going to dispute this. And they click on the link. And they go out there and it asks them all this personal information. and they ask them for credit card information, and now the scammer has that information. And they fool thousands of people every day still with this.
Got those, and I'm also getting a whole rash of texts about, yeah, we saw your information on LinkedIn or something and give you a job. I'm going, I've been retired for over 12 years. I don't think so. But it's like they're coming more and more frequently, and I just didn't delete them and love them. So
No.
changing the number.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and some of these scams, whether it's a job scam like you were talking about or bank information, they'll say, well, it's your U.S. bank account or something like that. Well, not everybody has a U.S. bank account, but there's enough people with U.S. bank accounts that the scam is going to work, and they're going to get enough people responding back, and they make money. If they weren't making money, it wouldn't be worth their time and effort to try and do these scams. But there's billions of dollars that are taken from people all the time. CAPTCHA malware is a recent one too. CAPTCHA is that thing that you have to prove that you're a human and not a robot. So some websites you'll get find the motorcycle or tell us which pictures had the motorcycle in or the bridge in, and that's to make sure that it's not a robot trying to log in. Well, scammers are using that to potentially load viruses or malware on your computer, because if they can get you to click on a button, that can potentially infect your computer. So you have to be very careful with that. Just what you were talking about with the job scams there, the LinkedIn, that's a big deal. Fake job postings or work from home schemes that ask for upfront payments or training materials. They may steal personal information or ask you to send them money, investigate the employer yourself, insist on face-to-face meetings, either online or in person. Okay, another scam is buying an item. I buy things on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and other sites. You look out there, you're looking for a new couch, you find an amazing deal. Here's a $2,000 or $3,000 couch you can get for $100 there. When you contact the seller, they tell you it's first come and you need to pay right now if you want to hold it, because there's other people that are on the line that are willing to pay right away. If you submit the money to them via a digital payment app, so there's all these different apps that you can use, you risk the seller disappearing with it, and you'll be stuck sitting on the floor without a new couch. Fake item sales are especially tempting if the item is rare or expensive, like a collectible or a car. Never pay for a product sight unseen, even if the deal seems too tempting to pass up. Another variation of that is if you want a ticket to an event, a concert or a sporting event, stick to reputable secondary ticket market services like StubHub or Ticketmaster's verified resale service. Don't be buying from Marketplace or Craigslist. Gee, the Timberwolves are in the playoffs. I want to go to a game. Here's a ticket for $100. I can get a ticket. Well, the standard price for an upper level ticket, the regular price is $180. Why would somebody be selling it below that when they could probably sell it for more? Yeah, you send them $100, they're $100 richer. You're not going to the game because you don't have a valid ticket. The reverse of that is selling item scams. So let's say you sell on the internet. You post something for sale, a buyer responds right away. Great, they're going to buy what you have. Only accept cash. Don't take a check from them. Don't take Zelle. Don't take a certified check. Because certified checks aren't necessarily valid, even though it sounds like they should be. or other instant payment. Never accept a payment. Some people will say, gee, I'll send you a check. You've got an item listed for $1,000. I'll send you a certified check that I have for $2,000. You put it in your bank, send me the item, and then send me back the extra $1,000 there. Well, after a week or so, and the banks get caught up, they find out that the check or the certified check is bad, you're out $2,000, and you still got your item. Another one is vacation or timeshare scams. Even without scammers, most of the vacation and timeshares are in the scam category because of the hidden fees and because of your ability to resell or things like that. But a lot of them, they want you to pay upfront money, then a yearly fee for the condo rental or a cruise. Some provide promotional prizes. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. This is a fairly common one too, accidental payment scams. So you receive a payment from somebody you don't know. So if you've used PayPal or Venmo or Zelle or some of these digital payment deals, you may receive a payment. Let's say somebody sends you $500 and you go, I don't know that person. Why did they send me that? But I've got $500 there. Well, that person contacts you and says, oh, I made a mistake. I put in the wrong telephone number. It's one digit off. So I accidentally send it to you. Can you send me back the $500 that I sent you? And being good Minnesotans and good, honest people, we say, sure, I can send you back the $500 that you sent me. And so you send that back to the person. Well, in a couple of days, when the dust settles, it's found out that that original $500 from the person that put it into your account was a fraud. They were using somebody else's credit card or bank account information. So that was fraudulent money. But now you sent $500 back to that person. That person is up $500 and you're out $500. And too many people fall for it because they thought, oh, that's an honest mistake. Somebody just typed in the wrong number. No, it's a scam. Okay, what are some additional tips that you can do to protect yourself from some of these scams? Change your smartphone settings to send all of the unknown calls that aren't in your contacts list directly to voicemail. That's kind of a drastic deal. Not too many people want to do that, but if you are getting a whole bunch of calls from scammers and that's one way to reduce the numbers there. Another one, don't act fast. It's that sense of urgency that the scammer is counting on. Get a second or a third opinion from your family and friends. The need for speed is a scam tip-off. It's a red flag. Call a trusted friend if you think that you're caught up in a scam. That goes the other way too. If you see a family member or friend being scammed, scam victim, help before they lose everything. Two heads are always better than one. QR code directing you to a cryptocurrency ATM. Crooks can quickly and easily get you to send them money via a cryptocurrency ATM. Then it is likely gone forever. They text you a QR code and instruct you to scan it at a machine, at a store or a gas station. Once you scan the code and feed in the $100 bills because you're making a payment, that money is gone forever. Used to be that before cryptocurrency and these ATMs, crooks would ask people for gift cards. They claimed to be from the IRS, and the IRS wanted you to pay your bill in gift cards. But people would fall for it. Scammers prefer them because they have fewer protections for buyers compared with payment options like credit cards or a bank account. Transactions of this type are largely irreversible. If you're asked to pay for something by sending a code for a gift card, it's very likely a scam. Do not pay by check. And this is, I know people your age and my age, we're all used to paying by check, but checks are not as secure as what they used to be because of all these scams. They can be intercepted, they can be modified, they can be washed. You're better off paying online with a credit card or a debit card wherever you can. You can also sign up for your bank with your bank or credit card to get notifications of payments from your bank or review your monthly statement for unauthorized payments. Be wary of celebrities selling products or services. Because of AI and deepfakes, videos can be made to put on social media. In the last couple of years, you had Tom Hanks was appearing in a number of videos promoting products when he was not promoting the products, but it's so easy for these scammers to make it look like Tom Hanks was promoting their service there. AI scams increase, voice duplication. All you need is a couple of seconds of somebody's voice, like myself. If I recorded me for a couple of seconds there, you could make it sound like I was saying anything in the world. So it's very easy for people to impersonate another person there. Phony photos generated to collaborate whatever tale they want. Deepfakes can be so convincing that you are connecting with a real person. Never give anyone who contacts you any of your personal information, like a date, address, social security, or financial details, because that's, again, kind of what they're looking for. Okay, let's take a quick look at some sample emails. And these are ones that I've received over the last couple of months there. Most of these have ended up in my spam folder in Google, but so this is just a sampling of a few here. This is good news for me. Congratulations. I have a balance of $1,000 in my Cash App. Well, I don't even use Cash App, so that's news to me. But all I have to do is click on this confirm here to get my $1,000. Another one here is Amazon. Amazon gift card, a $500 Amazon gift card. All I have to do is click on here and I'll get a $500 Amazon. Who doesn't want a $500 Amazon gift card? PayPal. Looks like PayPal. It's got a PayPal graphic. To continue making PayPal payments with Google Pay, please update your PayPal payment method in the PayPal to the PayPal debit MasterCard by June 16th. Well, I don't have a PayPal debit card. I guess I better sign up. I hope there's a link in here to help me sign up. Again, scam, scam, scam. But they make it look like it came from the real deal. Ooh, IRS here. We've been trying to reach you many times. Confirm receipt. Federal tax settlement announced. Oh, I'm going to get some free money from the IRS because they're always giving money back to people. All I have to do is click on the confirm now and I'm going to be rolling in the money. You know, if I do all these things, I'll just have so much money rolling in. Yeah. Oh, here my payment was declined. iCloud, my storage is full out on the Apple iCloud, and I'm going to lose all of my photos and videos and that out on the Apple iCloud. But luckily, there's a link here that I can click on to give them a credit card number or to give them my Apple account number, and they'll clean up everything for me. Scam, 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 scam. Yeah, you got to be very careful. Yes.
You just helped me with that.
Yes, and that's a very common one. And And what we did there is instead of clicking on the links or stuff like that, you can go out to the Apple website and you can see if you are indeed full or if the payment method isn't there or things like that. And that's kind of true of all these businesses, whether it's U.S. Bank or Wells Fargo or that. If you get an email like that, it's just reading the email itself. You may not know whether it's true or false, but use another method to go out to the business's website to check things out, and that's the way that you can see what's going on. Okay, let's take a look at a couple more. Elaine sent me a message here. I don't know Elaine, but she works in the student loan debt department. This is regarding case 81423. Apparently, my student loan has been flagged. This is all news to me, and news to my dad too. He paid for my college education. We didn't take out a student loan, so I'm not sure where this student loan came, but it sounds like they're willing to help me out with my student loan. There's so many nice people out here on the internet willing to help. Yeah. Or here's another one, a new logon from a site. We noticed a logon to your account from a new device in Dallas, Texas. It was done with Safari on an iPhone 14 Pro. Well, I have an iPad. I don't have an iPhone, and I wasn't in Dallas. This is disconcerting to me that somebody is breaking into my account. And that's exactly what they want. They want that sense of urgency that you're not thinking straight, that you click on here, request a password change. I better change my password, or I better report this user, or stop this person on iPhone 14 from going into my account. Well, there is no person going into my account. They're, again, just trying to get your information, your account numbers, and things like that. Let's see. Here's one from Experian. So Experian is a well-known credit bureau, and they're saying, we found a problem. Your email address is out on the internet and been potentially breached there. And they're willing to help me clear it up there. All I have to do is click on their information, and they'll help clear it up. Again, scam. Nathan Boyer, here's an invoice. Again, invoice here, and what they want you to do is they want you to click on this and download it. And I don't know this person. I don't know this email address. I don't know any of this. It's a scam. Let's see if there's SiriusXM. My subscription has expired. That's news to me because I never subscribed to it. But again, you send it out to 10 million people, you're going to get a number of people that do have it, see this and get upset that they're going to lose access there unless they click on here and renew. And so they're just out there to get people. I mentioned if you do like scams or like to hear some of this information, AARP does have a podcast, an award-winning podcast called The Perfect Scam. And they also have classes and online things. So I mentioned them as a resource there. It's easy to feel that scams and threats are beyond hope, but don't give up hope. What you have to do is don't get caught up in that urgency or the anxiety of bad things or good things. I won $1,000 or I won a prize, I did this. Could be good or could be bad, but they're trying to prey on your emotions to get you to click, to get you to respond, and then they're going to try and get information about you or credit cards or other things there. And you just have to be cautious, like we talk about here. Okay, questions, comments? Yes.
You have an example of Fidelity investments. Do people scam using major investment houses?
Yeah, the question, I'll repeat it for the people online. There was an example in the banks that listed Fidelity Investments and talked about a charge or something like that there. And yeah, the scammers will use local banks, big companies, well-known Charles Schwab, Vanguard. They'll use those because they know that a number of people, again, if they send this email out to 1 million people, they're going to hit 100,000 people that may have an account at Fidelity, and then think, oh, I better click on this link, or I better check this if somebody's been trying to log into my Fidelity account. And that's where they kind of get you there. But yeah, they're preying on the fact that they can send an email or a text message. And unfortunately, sending an email or a text message, so if I'm a scammer and I want to send one out about Fidelity, it doesn't cost me anything to send it to 1 million people. Because I can buy a list of email addresses off of the dark web for practically nothing. It's not like putting a stamp on an envelope and having to pay for paper and a stamp and things like that. It doesn't cost anything. And so you can send it, whether it's by text or whether it's a telephone call or whether it's an email. It doesn't cost anything to do it. So you can send it to 1 million. Let's say you get 10,000 people that respond back. So even though there's, of those 1 million people, 100,000 of them are Fidelity customers, but of that 100,000 that are Fidelity customers, 90,000 of them immediately look at it and go, this is a scam, this is a scam, I'm not doing anything with it. There's still 10,000 people that are going to call or click or do something, and that's the way the scammers make the money. It's just a numbers game, and that. Now, some people say, well, to get rid of the calls and stuff like that, we should change the internet. So it costs you to send an email, and it costs you to get a text message, and it costs you to make a telephone call. Then that would put a burden on these scammers who are calling millions of people or sending out millions of things. But unfortunately, it'd be a big burden on everybody using the internet. And then how do you collect money from people? And yeah, it's just too complicated for that. So it's unfortunate. We just live in a technology and a society that makes it easy to do, which is good for 99% of the stuff that we do, but that 1% for the bad people or the scammers, we just have to be careful there. Yes?
Look, for like you got those scams last week, so there isn't any really way to protect, like that they couldn't have, if it was a scam, that you couldn't protect yourself from having to get that many scams in such a short time.
I guess I'm not sure there.
How can you prevent them from coming through your machine?
That they could be sent right to you.
You really can't prevent them because email is anyone can send me a message. Anyone can call on your telephone from anywhere in the world. Anyone can send you a text message. And so there's, and so if you said, gee, I got a call the other day and it was this telephone number. I'm going to block that telephone number. Well, the next time a scammer calls, it's not going to come in on that number. It's going to be a completely different number. So the scammers know that people block, their telephone numbers get marked as scam telephone numbers, and telephone services like AT&T will mark it as scam or scam likely. Some of them will, put things like that in there. But they're constantly using different telephone numbers. They're constantly using different emails. And the messages that you get, let's say it's an email, the message that you get looks like it came from the valid company. So Amazon invoice looks like the Amazon invoice. It has the graphic, it has the same style. So how do you tell that from a valid one? Well, they're counting on you recognizing that I didn't buy that iPad. I didn't spend $1,200, so I better click and tell them that I didn't. Except you're not going out to Amazon, you're going out to the scammer, and then the scammer is going to say, well, we have to make sure that you're who you say you are, so give us your account number. What's your password? What's your credit card number? They're going to try and extract as much information as they can from you. Other questions, comments? And thank you. And they're constantly changing. So we all have to be, vigilant in our way that we protect. Okay, well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.